Everything is a call for love, a call for love, a call. Everything is a call for love, a call for love, a call. Every word in anger, every single tear, every hurtful action. The message is clear. From A Course in Miracles. Everything is a call for love, a call for love, a call. Everything is a call for love, a call for love, a call. Every word in anger, every single tear, every hurtful action, the message is clear. Everything is a call for love, a call for love, a call. Everything is a call for love, a call for love, a call. Every word in anger, every single tear, every hurtful action, the message is clear. Everything is a call for love.
Well, good morning, everybody. How is everybody this morning? Woo-hoo! Good to hear, good to hear. I remind you to take a handout. If you don't have one, they're on a blue sheet. So the handout will have all of the affirmations that we're saying together today and the words of the songs, and you're sure going to want to sing with us. So get one of those. You could raise your hand if you don't have one, and our ushers will bring you one. Thank you so much, Roy Martin, for your music this morning. Yay, we'll get to hear more of Roy Martin this Friday night. We are having our first date night at CSL with homemade ice cream. So it'll be ice cream social out here under the tree. Roy and I will be doing music that night, so please bring your friends and family. That's a love offering. Looking forward to that. And we have more of those coming up during the summer. We have other music and lots of ice cream coming up. Thank you, Nancy Hatto. So, okay, so I just invite you right now to breathe with me as we start our program here. So breathe a mindful breath and just relax into this beautiful day outside this morning. Just feel that presence of love expanding within you and feel your heart warming your body with the tingling, glowing light. Can you feel that? We join together this morning as CSL. We merge our lights as one light. We expand our love as one love. Focusing on joy and peace upon the world, we speak our purpose statement together from this space of perfect harmony. Our statement is in your handout. Let's speak it together now. As an intentional spiritual community, the purpose of CSL is to be a living environment for individuals to realize that we are all unique emanations of God, the love, intelligence governing the universe. We embody the truth of our oneness with God, and we consciously practice this truth in our everyday life. Through the exploration of new thought, ageless wisdom, and the energy of unconditioned love, we are dedicated to individual transformation and to being a beneficial presence in the world. And in this quiet place, in this place where we feel the breath of God is the movement of air upon our skin, and we feel the energy of the tree and the grass and the freshness of a new dawn, we just drop into that place of knowing, that place that we are aware that there is only one life, one presence, one power. It's always available, always present, always all-knowing. It is the source of the beauty and the allness of the universe. And as we step into this awareness of the divine oneness, we relax and surrender into the peace, love, and bliss that we experience when all is well in our world. I declare that the effort and struggle fall away as we shift into our divine essence, which is free from worry, doubt, and negativity.
And I declare that we each let Spirit live as ourself, as we are the instrument of the divine, and our confidence and purpose and expression are lifted as a result. We are successful in our life endeavors, guided and directed by the divine wisdom to a higher and greater life yet to be. And in this knowing and this feeling of that essence of oneness, we can just relax knowing all is well. And I turn my attention to the prayer chest, knowing that each request in the prayer chest is a call for a greater awareness of the divine. That Spirit enfolds, guides, and directs in each situation. That the essence and fullness of Spirit is being made manifest in right action and solutions. I know that each prayer request is answered in divine timing, in right action. For the divine is present at all times as we open to the answers to our greatest chaos. And I give thanks for this service today, knowing that we are blessed by the music, the volunteers, the message, the company of each other, for we are each an instrument of the divine, shining its light for each other. Oh, what a joyful occasion this is, and I give thanks for each and every aspect as we open to a greater awareness of the reality of who we are. So I give thanks for this truth. I am so grateful that this truth of our being is known right here in this fresh new day. I can let go. We surrender and we just let it be. So I just release this word knowing it is already so. It is already a divine, perfect idea in the mind of God coming into fruition as we joyously join together and declare,
and so
it is.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready,
If there is something that is troubling anyone here that seems to be blocking your expression of the divine, please put a request in the prayer box, and I will be doing affirmative prayer all week on your behalf. Or if you have something going and you just want a little help with that opening to the divine, please put it in the box. Deep within man dwell the slumbering powers that would astonish him, forces that would revolutionize his life if aroused and put into action. Orison Marden. And from Ernest Holmes, do not hesitate to enter into the game of life, but do so with a zest and an enthusiasm that overflows with life.
Yeah. Woo! Thank you, Lil. All right, you heard Ernie, right? All right, so we're looking at the principle of love this month, right? In his book Empowerment, John Randolph Price says that love is the 6th principle in manifesting. Last month we talked about visualizing our good. Anybody visualizing their good lately? Okay, so this month we're to love our new visualization into being, okay? We love it into life, kind of what Ernest just said. So this week I offered the idea of falling in love with life, okay? So first of all, I asked myself, well, what happens when we fall in love with something, right? I think we begin to identify with all the goodness of something when we fall in love with it. We start to have a deep appreciation for and a gratefulness toward the thing that we fall in love with. Our positive attention goes towards the thing. We care about it. Is that helpful, Jeff? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We care about it. We nurture it. We naturally want to compliment it and lift it up, support it, expand it, make more of it, be engaged with it, and just plain enjoy it. It becomes the focus of our positive energy, or it can, right? Anybody experiencing that, falling in love? So what I'm saying is we fall in love with life when we begin to identify with all of the goodness in life. When we see the good more than we see the bad, right? We start to have a deep appreciation for life, our life, all life. And that leads us to an attitude of gratitude towards life. We become grateful to be alive. Life becomes the focus of our positive attention and therefore the focus of our positive energy. When this power of love is focused on the goodness of life, a kind of animation or expression of love is born in form, or it's manifest, and we call this our life. So it follows that we fall in love with life when we care about life, when we nurture life, when we want to complement and cooperate instead of resist and compete with life, when we lift it up by lifting our thoughts to a higher level. We support life with our faith in Source. So we need to deepen our faith in our Source, right? Believing in and relying more completely on Source. We expand life by affirming it as good. We make more of it by engaging ourselves in our lives with our actions. So I had what I think was a profound realization one time. Profound for me at the time that I had that. And I was contemplating living in two worlds, the spiritual and the physical. And how could I reconcile these two things going on here? How do I bring spirituality down to earth and make it usable and practical in the world? And I know that you guys can relate to the difficulty of this sometimes. Anybody come across this idea?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when I had this realization, I really got it one day at a deeper level. You know what I mean? One day I started really contemplating this idea of oneness, what it means and how it actually pertains to my life right now. And I asked, what does oneness even mean and how do I express it or bring it to the world? Because it can be elusive. It can seem separated. And I had this realization. And it's kind of a long realization here, so stick with me. But it's the point of the whole thing, okay?
We're with you.
Thank you. I'm not sure I'm even with me. If there really is only one source from which everything originates, and therefore everything is connected in this one source, right? And everything is the very essentialness of this one source. And being only one, it's impossible to be anything other than the one, which is omnipresent and omniscient. That means infinite intelligence in everything and everywhere present at all times, right now. That's big, right? So if all of that is true, then it must follow that all is perfect right now in spirit. There is only the one expressing as the many. Many, not many, many. Okay? One source, perfect, whole, and complete, individualized as you and as me. Perfect, whole, and complete. Maybe not perfect, whole, and complete, active in my own individual thinking right now, but certainly at the level of absolute truth, this is so. This is what we teach here. Agreed?
Yes.
If I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is so, then my proof of knowing would come in the form of no fear, right?
Yes.
I would lose fear. The proof of no fear, or you might want to call that love, in the physical world to me is enjoyment. So, all of that, my huge aha at the time was this. Enjoyment is the action of oneness. That's how I bring spirit into the world. This is how I bring God or good down to the physical, to the world. I simply enjoy life. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Thanks, Karen. When we enjoy life, my life, your life, and all life, we're acting out loud our love for life. Okay? That was big for me. Wasn't anything huge. It was something so simple that I can achieve. Of course, that's not always easy, is it? I know we all have great reasons why we can't always do this. But it is certainly a worthy cause to give this some thought if we're wanting peace in our minds and peace in our hearts. That's what we are usually after, right? When it all boils down to it, we really want some peace in our mind and peace in our hearts. Jesus said, I have come so you might have life more abundantly. When we love life and recognize and enjoy its gifts to us, It is the Father's good pleasure to bring us the kingdom. We first bring ourselves to the door by believing in the goodness available at all times. And in this thought, the kingdom and life blesses us with grace, which is a life of love manifest in form. God is so good. So today I'd like to share just a few practical ideas to help us fall in love with life. These are just a few. There's lots of ideas. Just picked a few. Number 1, see from a new perspective. We fall into a rut when we don't refresh and renew our perspective. We get stale and old and stuck when we don't circulate our minds and see new ways of seeing things. So Karen shared a valuable practice for changing her perspective, or I use it for changing perspective, in her chakra workshop last Sunday. And this was just a little tiny portion, not even necessarily what she was teaching that day, but the part that stuck out so well because it's so practical and usable. Okay? When you feel yourself in resistance to something, okay? That could be something someone said, an event that happened, something you did yourself. We all can feel when we're in resistance to something, right? She says use 3 breaths to see the issue differently. Okay? Now you can't cheat and you can't go, right? Well, you can, but that's really not very helpful, okay? So we're talking about 3 deep, mindful breaths. When you feel triggered or out of sorts, stop. Don't keep going. Stop. Count 3 deep breaths. And in the space that you have created there around the problem, or what you thought was the problem, in the space that you create with your intentional breathing, you will be better able to see a new perspective. You can't not, because you stopped the momentum of that and put space around it, okay? I'm always amazed how my love can begin to flow out from me more easily when I see things differently. It means I've opened the eyes of my heart to see as love sees. Love sees from every perspective. Scripture reminds us to be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay, number 2 way. Schedule more fun. Fun doesn't have to be expensive or exotic or time consuming. Fun is, well, fun, right? It takes a willingness to let go of some of our worries or fears or other negative thoughts and emotions for just a moment to allow fun to enter our consciousness and then be delivered to our experience. Okay? Fun is a way of being. It's a mindset that says, I trust life. It is safe, and therefore, I can enjoy it. I say fake it till you make it by scheduling times to have fun, right? Otherwise, these moments pass us by and our memories are of fear and doubt and stress, causing us to get on the merry-go-round of dread one more time, resisting life and fighting it. So what do you love? Here's a better question. What did you love when you were 5 or 6 years old? Right?
Fun.
Fun is right. So think about it. Schedule it in. Purposely prime the pump for falling in love with life by regularly having some good old-fashioned kid-like fun. And be sure to include lots of smiles and laughter. Belly laughs are the best. Okay? Okay, number 3. Surrender to love. There's that S word, surrender. In the name of love, stop caring what other people think of you. What you think of me is none of my business. That was a famous book by Terry Cole Whitaker. I love that title. What you think of me is none of my business. Okay? Only what I think of me matters in my life. So the question is, what do I think of me? Right? Better be visiting that. We must be brave enough to become vulnerable enough to express the love from within us out into the world. It's not always easy. Can you feel the energy of love in your body? Can you feel and even enjoy this love power flowing into your body, and can you bring it to the world? Can you get out of your comfort zone and allow love to take over and shine the glory of God's love through you authentically? That's what the world's waiting for. Well, one way to do this is through music, by allowing positive messages in music to penetrate your heart space and release the splendor within you. Okay? Love is something that you release into the world. Some call this form of song and message, some call it worship. Okay? And I would just like to share with you out of my trusty little book called The Revealing Word by Charles Fillmore, who is the co-founder of the Unity philosophy. And so I'm going to look up Worship by Charles Fillmore, page 214. Okay. So he says, when one worships, he bestows his love on or identifies himself with the things of spirit. Worship represents the efforts of man to sustain a right mental attitude toward God. So when we worship, we bestow our love on and identify ourselves with spirit. Sounds like a church thing, right? When we worship, our attention is focused upon sustaining a right mental attitude towards God, which is the same thing as saying aligning with God. Okay? And what happens when we focus our attention on something? Everyone knows this, right? That's right. We bring it right into focus, up close and personal in our experience. It expands for us right in front of our face, right? So in just a moment, we want to share this opportunity for musical worship with you, or alignment with the divine, if you don't like the word worship, as a way to get out of our littleness and experience the expansive grandness of divine love. That just gives me goosebumps just to say it, right? But we're actually going to experience it here. Giving our littleness a rest and being open to the power of something beyond our personal knowledge is what surrender means to me. So I think the action of oneness is enjoyment. That was my big thing there. Finally, I have some direction on how to bridge the spiritual with the physical. A practical way to act in my life. Enjoy it, for God's sake, right? To enjoy life is to live righteously or rightly in divine right action. We enjoy life when we fall in love with it, or when we see it from the eyes of the heart, or love. So our prayer becomes, open the eyes of my heart, love. I want to see you. I want to see love everywhere I look. When my heart opens, I can see love high and lifted up. I can see you and me and all things high and lifted up, shining in the light of God's glory, pouring out the power of love to reveal that everything is holy. Holy, holy, holy. Wholeness, wholeness, wholeness.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open my eyes. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. Love, I want to see you. Open my eyes. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open my eyes. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power of love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Love, pour out your power of love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, open my eyes. I want to see you. Love, I want to see you. Open my eyes, open the eyes of my heart, love. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. Love, I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Love, pour out your power of love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Love, pour out your power of love as we sing, holy, holy, holy.
Thank you so much. So I'd just like to end with a few quotes from a website called lifehack.org. These are quotes that will make you love life again. So the first one is not attributed to anyone. It says, "Sometimes the bad things that happen in our lives put us directly on the path to the best things that will ever happen to us." This next one's by Chico Xavier. "Though nobody can go back and make a new beginning, anyone can start over and make a new ending."
Whoa.
Yeah. And the last one is by our friend Rumi. He says, "Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes around in another form."
God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
As the ushers come forth, this is our time for participating consciously in the law of circulation. It's a great spiritual practice. So if you'll take your gift or your tithe in your hand, and just know with me that from the abundance of the universe that I have received, I gratefully contribute. For in the receiving I can give, and in the giving I receive. For this is the law, this is the way it is, and so it is. And our affirmation, I'm worthy of a stealthy life.
And these next words are in your handout there.
Karen Drucker, sing with us. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get for love is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get for love is love. Love, love,
And from the abundance of the gifts that we have received, these blessings go forth and gratefully enhancing our community, our world, and our lives. And so it is.
In your handout now, we're down to where it says claiming our good together. So these are our positive affirmations that we make together, and we make them for the whole neighborhood here, right? So we're going to read those down, and before we leave here, I do want to remind you that we do have coffee and stuff. It's just hidden around the corner there. So here we go. Let's read them down. I purify my mind with thoughts of love. I open my heart and sing the joys of love. I am a transparency through which God's love reaches the earth. I am a love whisperer. I love being me.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
All right, we have one more affirmation at the end. Closing affirmation. Here we go. Life loves me and I love life.